Tina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book, and
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
Proud of it.
Hold on, let me turn it on.
Hey, everybody, what's going on this morning? It is Friday. We have made it.
Oh, we made it. It's
Right?
been a week.
Well, seriously, I mean, between the two of us, we are a fine kettle of fish this morning at 7:30 as I'm like, okay, so I got in at 2:30 in the morning. My daughter was arriving, supposed to be at 10 p.m. Then it was 11. Then I look at we finally get there, and my brother and I are sitting there waiting because we've been up all day. He works at night in New York in the news. So he hadn't slept for 24 hours.
Oh
and we're
my
sitting there. He's like
gosh.
snoring in the car waiting for
Oh,
Kenzie to
come
get there. I'm like, okay, right. And then we're starving. So my daughter was like, can we go to East Side Pockets? I'm like, yeah, let's go to Providence at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
and eat
what's
food.
open? Sure.
Absolutely. Found a place, right? Then they're like, oh, we don't do falafel. We're out of them today.
Oh, no falafel at 2 a.m. Sorry.
That's like right in the Brown campus. And I grew up in the area, so I like knew where to feed her. Like, so it's 2:30. I'm arriving home eating Chinese food I shouldn't have been eating.
Oh my
And I'm like,
gosh.
oh,
I'm
my
sure
God.
your body loves you this morning.
Hates my guts. Not awesome.
Oh,
And then poor Shelly runs in and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm only moving later. It's like
it's all good.
all of our free time and our real lives before we do our jobs for the day.
Right.
You do what you got to do,
You
Cape
make
Cod.
it work, and then 4 days of work and
Right?
or 5 days of work in 4 days.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's exactly what it's this time of year. It happens all of the time. And I don't know why us as Cape Codders are surprised. We're like, oh, yeah, it's summer. We got to do things.
Yeah.
Yay. So Shelly is here from Sea Grants from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute.
Yeah,
And-
long name.
Yeah,
Name.
there's-
Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution Sea Grant. Did
Yes.
you catch that?
Right? I mean, and then trying to explain to people what you do. So I feel like you should introduce yourself properly and tell people what it is that you do.
Yeah, no, I'd love to let people know who I am and what I do. So I am the Coastal Resilience Specialist. I work joint position with Barnstable County's Cape Cod Cooperative Extension and the Sea Grant program based out of Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. It's a mouthful every
Right?
time I introduce myself.
You're like, what do you do for a living? Well,
Yeah.
but it's an amazing job that you do, and it's really important and much needed.
Yeah, it's been so fun. So I've been here about a year and a half now, and my job was created because my team saw a need for coastal resilience and that, things are changing on the Cape and people want to know what they can do and towns want to know, that they can take action and that there's people out there to support them. So it's a big, public municipal partnership that I'm working to bridge that gap.
What is
So-
coastal resilience?
Oh, that's the big buzzword, isn't it? So, resilience is the ability to bounce back after something. And so, why do we have to bounce back? Well, things are changing in the environment and, storms are getting stronger, the beaches are eroding. A lot of, these can sound like some big scary things, but the purpose of our Cape Cod Coastal Resilience Week is to kind of quell that anxiety and say, like, yes, things are changing, but you can do something about it. You can be a part of the solution and you can, take action with us and help the towns and help us be better prepared so that this doesn't seem like such a scary thing.
Yeah, just being prepared for anything, I feel like is just a better way to be in general. Good morning,
Yeah.
Emily.
Yeah, we're bouncing forward, not bouncing back.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And so you've got a whole week of activities planned. Who came up with Coastal Resilience Week?
It was I can't
Or is
take
it
the
just a
credit.
thing?
I can't take the credit. So our Sea Grant program, I can explain that a little bit. So there's 34 Sea Grant programs. It's a national grant program, and they're based out of all the coastal and Great Lakes states. So we get a certain amount of grant funding for different projects. Like we have a big aquaculture team, but so we got this huge grant for coastal resilience, and we're
Yeah.
like, well, what should we do with that?
Is that Calliope?
No, well,
Do you know
I
Calliope?
do know Calliope. She's great.
I absolutely adore her, and she's got her own secret situation where she's, she's got oysters, and she's like
I
doing.
know.
She's got
so
her
cool.
hands in all these cool projects. I mean, they're all about water and conservation and doing stuff with everyone and reminding people. But
well, that's kind of what we all do. Everyone on my team wears so many different hats, and we'll be jumping out to help someone, this day, and then, but that's what I love about my job, is that I have that ability to adapt and, jump into something like, let's create a whole outreach week instead of, maybe trainings or whatever. We were like, we want to get the public involved. We want to get the towns involved. So this kind of just started snowballing into a whole different, World Oceans Day is on June 15th. So our Coastal Resilience Fair, that's our big kickoff event. And we started with that. And then it was like, oh, we have this idea. We have this idea. So then it turned into a whole week.
I love that, though, because I feel like that's how we work here at Lemonadia. We're like, we'll do that. What's that? I'm interested. How do people know about that? Where do we go? Hey, Jenny. Jenny says, I've done disaster relief for years, and being prepared is everything. Totally.
For sure.
So yeah, I love that you've put together this fun week of just outreach, because I think the more that people are talking about it, the more that they know what to do when bad things happen, or, to prepare or set yourself up for success.
Yeah. And that's, not only like preparedness, but we have a climate anxiety counseling. So we brought in Kate Shapira. She's a professor at Brown University, and she does this climate booth where it's like, give me a penny for your thoughts. And we're like, we need her here. So she's doing a virtual webinar. You guys, please sign up on our website. Just to kind of help you work through these emotions. And we know this is a big, scary thing. So it's not all about being prepared. A lot of it, it's like taking care of yourself and your family and those around you, and, checking in. And so that then you can move, bounce forward and take action. But you got to check in with yourself first.
Yeah. Well, we were talking, I had met someone from your team at trivia, and they're like, well, we want to do a trivia. I'm like, I love that.
Yeah, we're doing some pub trivia. We're going to be at Sandwich Taverna, and then we're going to be at Sea Dog in Yarmouth. So
it's perfect.
We're going to have some pint glasses, some coasters, some fun swag giveaway. But yeah, shout out to Stephanie here.
That's awesome. And then Patrick over at Sea Dog. It's just such a good community thing. And I love that I'm seeing you pop up everywhere. WHOI's got their new space over at the Cape Cod Children's Museum.
Yeah.
I am so excited for that new Forever exhibit. Lisa has been working tirelessly on getting that involved.
Yeah, I know. And partnering with WHOI is also great. Like, throughout this process, we've been able to make connections with so many scientists, and we've got like Sarah Doss. She's a sea level rise. No, I'm gonna not do her justice.
There's
here.
So many titles.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but she's one of our panelists for our film screening of Inundation District on Sunday, June 9th. And then we also have Heather McElroy from the Cape Cod Commission. So they're going to bring the science expertise and then the on-the-ground solutions. So, but just throughout this process, we've been able to make so many different connections in the community. And that's also what we want to bring to the table, is that there are so many people in your community working on all these cool different things to help you be better prepared.
And I think that it's so good that you're doing this, just because I feel like the scientific community in Woods Hole kind of stays with each other. So I think it's really important that we've got all these smart people doing cool things, and we want to know about that.
I want to know about them. I've learned so much. They're all so great. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So we've got World Ocean Day coming up, and we've got Coastal Resilience Week. And there is a full week of activities, and it's for absolutely everyone. So our kickoff is happening over at Knockabout. So maybe we can talk about our kickoff event, because it's going to be so fun.
Yeah, because yours truly is going to be our DJ here. So so come on out on June 8th. It's World Oceans Day from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Knockabout space at Mashpee Commons. We're going to have some face painting. All of our different partners are going to be doing coastal resiliency related hands-on activities. We're going to have some food trucks. Knockabout's going to be serving beer. So it's kid friendly. Everything this whole week is free and open to the public. So we cannot stress that enough. We're going to have some artists, just come on out and learn what you can do. Play some cornhole.
Just be outside. And it is going to be a sunshiny day. We're not having it. We're returning the day.
Yeah. We will have a tent just in case, but it's going to be a good day.
It's amazing.
I feel it.
So we've teamed up with the Mashpee Commons Knockabout, and just to get the word out, because I think it's great to have that conversation started when kids are little, right? They're the absorbers. They're the changers, the ones that are going to make a big difference.
Oh yeah, they're our future. And so we have a lot of games aimed at, targeting kids and adults. We're never too old to
I
learn a
know.
new trick, but we have a, flood preparedness game. We have
Most adults will disagree with you, but I like learning new things.
I know sometimes. And then we have a go bag game. So, here's the scenario. Like, you have to evacuate. You've got 5 minutes to pack a bag. And we're actually going to be giving away these drawstring bags and telling people, go home and pack your go bag. But, so we have some cards of like, what would you grab? Like a sword? Maybe I don't want to ruin the game for you guys.
Yeah,
but
right.
Like, would you grab a sword? Would you grab, snacks like money? So like a lot of cool interactive games that get you thinking about these things.
It's really important. Unfortunately, we had a house fire about 15 years ago, and it was all the preparedness my children had done, because I was like, this is not happening. And they're like, get the dog, get the cat, go here. Like they were on the spot, as my husband and I were like just kind of dumbfounded in a daze.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure that was
does make a difference when you prepare yourself for these things.
You're like,
Thank
here's our
God
go
for the
bag,
kids,
Mom.
right? Literally, though, they did. It was one of those moments where I was so thankful and impressed at the same time that these little humans were like, we've got this. Let's do it.
Here's our canned goods. Let's go.
Legitimately, it was wild to see them prepare for something and not even think about it. And maybe it was just something that they had just learned, or it was just so I think that these events are important.
They are. And you just, Cape Cod, we're a little vulnerable sticking out into the ocean. You just never know what's going to happen here. And we are vulnerable to.
Well, if you watch the Weather Channel, they're waiting for the big one. They've been waiting for a big one for a while.
I know.
We're due.
I know. Well, that's.
Why do you say that every year? I know it's going to happen, but stop.
But we've got, the Barnstable County has shelters. So, a lot of our resources we're putting out is, knowing where the shelters are, knowing who at your town to contact, like what I should bring with me. You know, just there's so many, and we have a lot of erosion. We have, flooding and these rain bombs we've been getting recently where it dumps,
so scary.
We had a tornado last year.
Right?
There's a lot going on. So we just want the community to be educated. We're also doing a My Coast webinar. If you haven't heard about My Coast, it's super cool. So that's on Tuesday, June 11th. So we've partnered with the state's coastal zone management program that they worked with the software called My Coast. And I'm one of the storm damage assessment, but the public can sign up for this as well. So when a storm is coming, the National Weather Service issues a warning, I go out and help document the damage, but we want to get the public involved.
Yeah.
And so all of the reports on My Coast help the state and help the National Weather Service monitor conditions and better predict to issue weather warnings in the future. So we're having a training for that My Coast software. So that's virtual. It's open to the public. It's free. So please come and attend that so that you can be part of the action and the solution. And those images that you document are used to inform decision making at a state level.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, no. So totally, help us be part of the solution.
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Come on.
Jenny, you have a great weekend with your family at the lake house. I'm jealous. Head on over to Maine where it's nice and quiet. Dave, thank you for joining us. Mary, thank you for being here. We're talking to Shelly McComb. She is from Sea Grants, and we have our coastal resilience specialist. I feel like we're very fancy here on the morning show for a Friday.
I know.
Our question of the day, we always ask a question of the day, and it's like, what dish do you make the best? Do you like cooking? You're like, nope.
No, I live off of Trader Joe's frozen meals. So shout out to my Trader Joe's Kung Pao chicken.
Honestly, that's one of the really good ones. Good. We do like Trader Joe's. We stock up monthly.
Oh, that's the best.
I fight my way to Hyannis to get food.
It's worth it coming up with my frozen goods.
Well, I mean, you're a party of one. It's a little different. Yeah. I'm always cooking for a million people. So I love it. It's joyful. It's something that my grandmother always used to do. So if you make something that's better than anybody else, you better drop it in the chat because I'm curious now.
So what's your go-to dish for this weekend? Graduation.
I don't even know. My daughter,
I'm not cooking.
Right? And I'm not. So my daughter is a vegetarian. And she has requested to go to the Brazilian grill after graduation. Why? Because she likes cheese bread.
Okay, well, you get to enjoy the.
That's
the
what I said. I was
steak.
like, this is your choice. It's your big day. You've been
Yeah.
working for it.
That's so funny.
I know.
At
So
least you don't have to cook.
Exactly.
No complaints.
Not dealing with it at all.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. And I'm working tonight in Provincetown, so I'll get to they've just got some different stuff. So I love their I forget what dumplings, kung fu dumplings. I'm
Oh,
obsessed with them.
Oh, I love Provincetown.
Right? It's
So
just
cute.
something to do all of the time and right surrounded by ocean.
Yeah.
Shout out to Captain Rich. We love you very much. Thanks for joining us on the show. So what other events do we have? I saw a walking tour. What is that?
Yeah. So that's going to be in Chatham on, I know I have my list here.
So you're in every town.
This is Cape Cod Coastal Resilience Week. So we're trying to cover the whole Cape. So on Monday, June 10th, our coastal processes specialist, Brian McCormick, shout out Brian. He's going to be leading a walking tour at Monomoy.
Oh, cool.
So that's really important because Monomoy is like the picture of retreat right now. And they just tore down the visitor center. So Brian's going to be walking you through like kind of that decision-making process and all the different changes happening out on Monomoy. So space is limited. I mean, it's a afternoon in the summer, but please sign up for that. It's going to be really cool. And Brian is so excited to teach you all about sand transport and sciencey stuff. So
I like it. I love being in a room full of people that are smarter than me. I feel like I'm just a sponge. I'm just here taking it all in. What can you teach me? Tell me things.
That's my whole team. They're so great. I feel like I learn something new every day. It's how much I love my job.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're surrounded by some amazing, incredible humans doing just.
I know.
I can't even process in my brain.
What am I doing here?
You're right in the room.
Yeah.
You're right there with everybody, making a difference.
Yeah.
What else do you need to tell everybody about? Maybe talk about Sea Grant a little bit, because I feel like there's so many. I know that there are different programs, but really, what is it all about?
Yeah, but that's the question. So Sea Grant, on a national level, we bridge that gap between science and community through education.
Okay.
So I hope that wrapped it up really well.
It's like that's easy.
But we, do partnerships with the other Northeast programs, Connecticut, Maine, Sea Grant, Rhode Island, they all have programs. And in Massachusetts, we're kind of weird because most states only have one program, but we have two. So we have MIT Sea Grant and WHOI Sea Grant.
Okay.
But MIT, I think, talk about smart people in a room. They
Right.
do all this cool tech. They're so smart. So we, are more of the outreach where they're technology. And so I think we, collaborate really well together.
What projects are they working on? I'm so curious.
I don't.
Are you allowed to say?
Well, I don't think I'll do them justice in trying to explain it. But at our team, we've got, our coastal team, and then we've got our, marine and aquaculture team. So, I talked about Brian McCormick. We also have on our coastal team Shannon Holst. She's our floodplain specialist. And she also coordinates the community rating system. So she works directly with the town and with the public so that you can get discounts on flood insurance. So that's
okay.
another thing you can do to be more prepared. You
Yeah.
know, 20% of Cape Cod is in the floodplain.
Yes.
So, flooding doesn't follow lines on the map. And, with sea level rise, things are changing. So her job is super, super important. And
Yeah.
we work really well as a team. And then the marine team with aquaculture and water quality. And then we've got our great communications team. Stephanie Murphy has been my co-lead on this project.
She's wonderful.
She's our senior communicator. And, we've got our director and our research coordinator. But, we're a smaller Sea Grant program. But I feel like we do a lot for that small team. And then we've got our educator, Grace Simpkins. So we are always out in the community. I'm rarely at my desk, but that's the great thing is bringing this knowledge to the community.
Well, you're talking about the environment. I feel like you should be in it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I should be in. I mean, I'm not complaining here. Maybe in the winter.
Take care, Cape Cod. Said we love Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute Sea Grant. Looking forward to participating.
Oh, thank you. We hope to see you there.
And Coastal Resilience Week, they were actually monumental in us getting some sustainable cups for the event.
Nice.
So they have arrived. We've got them for the event.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, that's exciting. I know we can't be giving away plastic.
Well, it's just one of those little things, that you're like, okay, well, we got to do a little bit better on that situation. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that Take Care Cape Cod
Yeah, thank you. Take care, Cape
is
Cod.
available. But, I immediately, when we were setting up our farmers market, I reached out to them because I was like, what can we do better
Yeah.
as we're starting? Like, we're
Yeah.
just new. So let's start out with a
Yeah.
precedent
Yeah.
of educating and doing the best that we can for the space that we've got.
I know we're not here to check boxes. We
No.
want to break the ceiling,
Right? Or just make a few differences
Yeah.
to like start. We're starting
Yeah.
here. This is where we are. We're expect to be better.
But I think that's a lot of our messaging is like, you don't think like, oh, if I install this, clip on my house or something to be, more prepared, like you don't think that makes a big difference, but all of these little actions add up. And if I'm doing this and my neighbor's doing this, and then the town starts doing this, and then, our team is working on a bylaw policy, like maybe the bylaw gets implemented, like all of these things can result in a really big, action and change. So
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of this messaging of the week is like your actions make a difference.
Yeah. And I think people get wrapped up in themselves and don't realize that they actually do. What are maybe some small changes that we can make?
Yeah, so I talked about that, like the H3 clip. It's like 50 cents at the hardware store. It's this, I wish I had a picture of it, but it reinforces the ceiling to wall connection. And it just basically, if there's a storm, it's going to keep your roof from falling out, being blown off your house.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like if you install a couple of them, so maybe spend $5 at the hardware store. But that's like such an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
A storm's coming, put your valuables in plastic bins, elevate them, maybe document everything. Buying flood insurance, it's really not that expensive, but homeowners insurance policies don't cover flood damage. So even if you live outside the floodplain, it might be worth looking into just to see what your options are. Trying to think, what else can we, your community, sign up for My Coast, help us document the damage.
I know.
I'm like,
not alone and don't feel pressure.
come learn. I'm giving you a sneak peek now. So come to one of our events to learn more, guys.
I definitely suggest that you do so. World Oceans Day is coming up June 8th. Put it in your calendar. It's 1 until 4. We'll be in the Mashpee Commons at the Knockabout Beer Garden area, right where we have the farmers market. Same exact spot. They'll have face painting. I'll be playing some tunes. Knockabouts there, food trucks, activities for the kids. Everything is complimentary except for the food, right?
Yeah.
But the activities are all complimentary. So just come and enjoy the day with your family and maybe, throw a little education in there.
Yeah,
they might not notice.
We're going to have some free stuff, guys. We've got some, some cool glasses and like the go bags. So, go home and pack your go bags so you're ready for a storm.
Talk about your website a little, because I feel like it's loaded with information. Like, honestly, anything that you could possibly think of, it's there.
Yeah. So we've got, this is our list of events. It's long. Yeah, we've got a lot going on. So please come. There's literally something for everyone. We've got online, in person, day, night, evening. So come learn about all of our different events. We've also got a lot of resources, handouts of what flood insurance is, what sediment transport looks like. There's a ton of resources on our website. There's everything about our, who's went into this week, all of our partners. The Resilience Fair, more information is there. But yeah, there's a lot of great resources on there. And then it links to the rest of our Sea Grant website. So come learn about all the other different projects we've got our fingers in. So.
Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. seagrant.whoi.edu.
edu/CCCRW24.
I'm gonna drop it in the chat
Yeah.
so that you'll be able to just click on it. And like I said, very comprehensive, and you can catch up with us during that week. We'll be over at the Sandwich Taverna doing some pub style trivia where you can talk to some of our specialists and get some great cool prizes and just see what's going on with this community and learn a little bit.
Yeah, and we might have a team, so come beat the scientists.
That is so fun. One of my most favorite trivias is over at Sandwich is at where is it?
Aquatic?
No, it is, but it's all scientists, and it cracks me up every time.
Funny.
Like, I have 4 teams of scientists. And they get pissy because when I ask pop culture questions, they're like, come on. Ask me science questions.
I will say our Sea Grant team went to trivia last year. We did not do that well, so the bar is pretty.
It's a different kind of knowledge.
but yeah, it is.
I feel like really good. I beat scientists.
Yeah, exactly. Come beat the science.
Yeah, right. That's super fun. So we'll see you out
Yeah.
at one of these events. There's a week long of events. So please stop at one of them and check out what's going on in our community. Thank you so much, Shelly. I know.
Thank you, Stephanie.
And this
has
wild
been
week of
fun chatting.
happenings.
Yeah, I know. Lots of happenings coming up. So yeah, I hope to see you all there.
Awesome. Anything else you want to say about how to get involved?
I mean, reach out to us, talk to me, talk to any of our partners or colleagues. There's so many things that you can do. So stay tuned. Come learn about everything that you can do.
We'll see you June 8th at Knockabout Beer Garden for the kickoff of this fun Coastal Resilience Week. And have a great weekend, everybody. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Don't forget about the Mashpee Farmers Market, and you can grab one of those sustainable cups while you are there on Sunday and support the market, support local food, and just be a part of our community. We love it. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Bye. All right, Shelly. We did it. We're done.
Did I